Si yo no me conozco también PlayStation.
Aquí.
Aquí.
Presiona el botón en el grande parte de la manija de la puerta, entonces empuja la puerta al mismo tiempo.
Ajá.
Sí. Bueno. Tenga una buena noche.
Gracias.
Hey everybody, JC here. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Saturday evening. It is about midnight here in Houston, Texas. Getting ready to wrap up my night of Uber and head on back to Porter, Texas. Yeah, I'm down to about 16% and I'm on the west side of Houston. So this would be the point in the night where I would make the decision, well, do I go charge up and do some more, or do I just head on back to the house? Because at 16%, I can probably get back to the house at like 5 or 6%. So yeah, I just figured I'd go ahead and wrap up for the night, take a nice little about 35 to 40 minute ride back on home, and maybe do some Grok queries while we're doing it. So yeah, just got done dropping off my last Uber passenger for the night here in the Spring Branch part of Houston, and just dropped both the young ladies off at the apartment complex across the street. And so let's go ahead and head on home. Take me home. All right. Push the little blue button. Gonna reverse out. There we go. Once we get up on the freeway, I've got a list. I keep a run-in list of things I want to talk to Grok about. Or I should start saying Rex, because I use Rex, the assistant mode, so I probably ought to just get in the habit of saying talk to Rex. But yeah, seeing that a lot of people don't have Grok, or maybe don't have Teslas in the first place, I'm going to continue to call it Grok. All right, we're taking a right here. A little bit of a rural area of Spring Branch right here. See the unmarked roads. This is definitely kind of one of more of the industrial areas of Houston. So yeah, did quite a few drives. I probably did, let me think, if it's been, yeah, I did about 8 hours tonight. Quite honestly, I feel pretty good. I could keep on going, and y'all know me by now. I've definitely gone into the wee hours of the morning, especially on Fridays and Saturdays. But usually if I go this long, like once you go about 8 to 9 hours, I'd say about 8 hours, you're probably going to need to do a recharge. And so yeah, I was just like, yeah, you know what? Let me do a nice little solo drive, do some Grok queries. The other thing too, I thought it might be a good idea to do a solo drive, and not the sole reason, but just another little interesting tidbit. I did a whole bunch of Uber rides today. I'm going to say I probably did about 20 in that 8 hour span. I did about 20 rides, and I'm telling you, it was interesting. Sometimes you get those days and evenings where you have conversations with nearly everybody that you have in the car, that you have in the Tesla. And it's interesting. Yesterday, I had one of those days where it was like, you know, I would say 70 to 80% of my rides had really, really good conversations. And so I had a lot of good, content that I could give y'all out of that. And good, not just good conversations, but a lot of Tesla and Robotaxi related, a lot of tech and AI, things that are relevant to the folks that would want to watch the videos. Every once in a while, I'll have some conversations that'll have nothing to do with Tesla or Robotaxi or AI or robotics or anything tech, but they're just really good conversations, and I'm like, man, that'd be pretty interesting to share with folks. Well, today, it was the exact opposite. In fact, it was more so than my normal ratio. My normal ratio is about 30% of my rides end up in having nice conversations, and 70% of them are just stone cold silent. Yesterday, that got flipped. That was about 70% conversations, 30% silent. Today, it was like 90 to 95% just silence. Like, no, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just interesting how those can, come in spurts. So overall, the ratio probably still holds true. 70% of folks just want a nice quiet ride, but it's not always, evenly distributed every day. You get days like yesterday where just about everybody wanted to talk. And then you get days and evenings like tonight where, it was just everybody was in their own world. I did have a couple of good conversations, but none that are really like content worthy. It was mostly talking to some kids, some teenagers, and, just some life advice to a few. But quite frankly, with a few of them, nothing that I would want to, put up on the internet. They're working through some stuff, and so I gave a little bit of life advice tonight to a couple of young men, but again, just not internet worthy. Sometimes just keep it where it's at. All right, we got a motorcycle rider right next to us fixing up his gear. Let him get on through, and we're gonna move up to get a little bit more vision because they have the right of way. There we go, good job. But yeah, it was just one of those days. So I say all that to say, well, it's probably a good opportunity to do a solo drive, because I'm thinking back through all my drives, and there's really nothing, no content, nothing that y'all would be interested. A lot of great drives, a lot of zero intervention drives. I had a handful where there might have been one or two non-critical interventions for like navigation and stuff like that. As usual, no critical interventions. I have not had a critical intervention since February. So those have, that's just, it's essential. I mean, what do you say when this is September? My last critical intervention was in February, and that was 2 FSD versions ago. That was like 13.2.7 or something like that. But, yeah. So I don't really even, talk in terms like that. So I'm at the point when I say interventions now, it almost always means non-critical. And those will usually be navigational, preference, comfort, stuff like that. But actually had a healthy handful of drives that didn't even have any of those. So that's awesome. So yeah, I just thought it'd be a good idea to go ahead and film a solo drive instead of trying to continue doing Uber on the way back home. So let me take a swig here and I'll explain to you what I mean there. What I mean by Uber on back home is that a lot of nights, so those days where I may have gotten some really good conversations, like you can tell it's just one of those days where the conversation's flowing. What I'll do is by the time I know I'm pretty close to being done with my Uber shift, with my Uber for the day, a lot of times I'll still be on the other side of town. So what Uber, and again, apologies to all of y'all that are currently Uber drivers or have done Uber before, you're going to know all this. But for any of y'all who have never done Uber, one of the really nice things that they have in the app is if you do find yourself on the opposite end of town, you want to get home, you can put on what they call a destination filter. And what that destination filter does is it tells the Uber app, hey, look, I'm headed home, right? I'm 30 miles away from home and I'm headed home, but I'm willing to take some Uber rides along the way as long as those Uber rides get me towards home. And so I'll do that most nights, but but then every once in a while I'll want to throw in a solo drive where I can talk to y'all just one-on-one, not having a passenger in the car, talk to Grok, do stuff like that. And so days like today are probably good days for that, seeing that I don't have any really good videos from today. So we'll just do that. And y'all let me know. I mean, my approach has been for these Uber videos is I obviously do not upload every single Uber drive I do. I mean, that would just be monotonous. Number one, I can't upload 20 videos a day, right? That's impossible. But then secondly, you're not going to be interested in that. So my assumption is that for those of you who do enjoy watching my Uber videos on Tesla FSD, is the ones you like to see are where, number one, there are good conversations, and predominantly conversations about Tesla, FSD, robotics, AI, tech, anything in our world, basically. Or maybe there wasn't a conversation about that, but it was a really, really good conversation where I met an interesting person and just thought y'all might be interested. For those that I want to make privy to the internet, obviously. I have great conversations all the time where I know for a fact I'm not going to put those on the internet. In fact, there's sometimes I just shut off my middle camera when I know that there's no way that this conversation will ever reach the internet. But y'all let me know if you've got any different opinion on that. Every once in a while, maybe I'll throw up a quiet ride, but pretty much what I do is I just save the uploads for those that are really, good conversations, interesting conversations, and stuff like that. So, I thought that we might do some Grok queries, talk to Grok a bit. Sorry, let me take another swig. Because there's a lot of interesting things going on in the Tesla universe. I always like to talk about Robotaxi. Got some new interesting things going on there. Tesla Energy, right? They've got the new Megablock that they just announced and launched last week. Okay, we're coming to an intersection here. All right, great job. Staying here on 610 East. Got a semi and a vehicle in front of us. Is not really sure what they want to do. At first, they looked like they wanted to kind of try to scrape up against the semi, which would not have been a great idea. Hopefully oh God, dude, stay in your lane. Yeah, that's the only problem about midnight on a Saturday. Well, it's after midnight now. It's about 12:15, but you know what I mean. They're on the road. This is where Tesla FSD just comes in so handy. All right. Well, let me look on my phone here at my Grok prompts. There we go. So I thought, let's see, the first one I had up here is like the current status just of Robotaxi. They made the announcement that they're going to be in Nevada now. So let's talk. Oop, got that. I'll put that away for a second. Hey Grok, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, thanks. How about you?
I'm doing great. I just got done with a night of Uber driving.
Overdriving? Sounds intense. What were you up to?
Uber driving.
Nice. Bet you've got some wild stories from the roads tonight. Anything fun happen?
Not really. In fact, that's why I'm talking to you. There wasn't a lot that was interesting tonight. But yeah, I've actually got some questions for you.
Fire away. What's on your mind?
Yeah, so one of the big developments that we heard about this week in the Tesla universe is that Tesla Robotaxi got the approval from the state of Nevada to start doing Robotaxi in the state. So, a couple of questions. First of all, can you confirm for me exactly what Tesla got approved for in Nevada as it relates to Robotaxi? And then secondly, what are the current plans and the timelines of those plans for Tesla Robotaxi in Nevada?
Tesla just got the green light from Nevada's DMV for testing Robotaxi on public roads. That's supervised runs right now, no paying passengers yet. They're still chasing full self-certification to actually launch rides, which could wrap up soon if things go smooth. Timelines? Elon's talking big. Testing starts almost immediately, and he's eyeing commercial ops in Nevada by year's end, maybe even nationwide for half the US population. But it's all hanging on approvals. No guarantees, man.
So what exactly does testing mean? What does testing involve as it relates to the state of Nevada for Robotaxi?
Testing in Nevada means Tesla can roll their Robotaxis like Model Ys onto public roads, but with a human safety operator inside for now. They get special plates, need $5 million in insurance, and have to report crashes over $750. Basically, it's supervised drives to gather data, tweak FSD software, and prove it's safe before ditching the humans. Kinda like a trial run without the cash flow yet.
So if they're supervised drives, does that mean that somebody still needs to be in the driver's seat right now?
Yup, exactly. Right now, Nevada's rules require a human safety driver in the front seat for all testing. It's supervised, full self-driving, so someone's got to be ready to take over if things glitch. No fully autonomous rides yet.
So what is different with that than what I'm doing right now? So I'm actually supervising Tesla FSD on the roads here in Houston. So what is the difference then? Because obviously there are Tesla owners in the state of Nevada who use FSD every day in a supervised way. So that's basically like testing. So what then does that mean? So there's got to be something different about what Tesla Robotaxi is doing in Nevada via testing versus just Tesla owners supervising FSD. What is the main difference there?
The big difference? You're just a regular owner using FSD as a feature, personal rides. No reporting back to Tesla unless it crashes. For Robotaxi testing in Nevada, Tesla's running it like a fleet. Company vehicles with special permits, dedicated data logging, and structured trials to build toward unsupervised ops. Owners aren't testing officially. That's Tesla-controlled ops, monitored by regulators, aiming for commercial rides. Think beta for ride-sharing, not your daily commute.
So are there going to be passengers in these testing vehicles, or is it literally just going to be a Tesla employee in the driver's seat driving around in a Tesla Model Y with special equipment on the vehicle?
No passengers during testing, just Tesla employees or licensed operators in the driver's seat, running routes in Model Ys with maybe extra sensors or logging gear, but nothing super flashy like robot arms. It's all about data collection before they let real folks hop in unsupervised.
How long will it take to gather this testing information before they start rolling out an actual driverless Robotaxi? All right, let me stop and go back. What would be the next step? So once they do the testing, would the next step be supervised rideshare, or would they go straight to driverless Robotaxi with a safety monitor in the passenger seat?
From what Tesla's saying, and it's Elon, so take it with a grain of salt, the next step after initial testing should be supervised rideshare, like they've got going in Austin right now. Picture this: safety monitor in the passenger seat, folks paying for rides, but still human oversight. Once that's solid, they push to full driverless. No one's in the car at all, aiming for end of 2025. Could be months of data crunching first, though. Safety regs in Nevada aren't rushing it. Exciting, huh?
So once Tesla is done testing in Nevada, and apologies, I just want to be crystal clear on this. Once Tesla is done with their testing phase in Nevada, they would not be going to the supervised driver model that they have in the Bay Area. They would be going to the safety monitor in the passenger seat like they have in Austin, Texas. Is that right?
Actually, yeah, you're spot on. They're likely skipping straight to safety monitors in the passenger seat for supervised rideshare in Nevada, just like in Austin. Bay Area's old news. Elon's all about accelerating to that model faster now. No middle step with drivers up front. Nevada's rules let him jump there once testing proves safe. Clear as mud?
So, this testing phase, are there any clear goals, or are there any clear requirements that Tesla needs to obtain or meet to move from the testing phase to the Robotaxi phase, where they're actually taking passengers around? What is it they have to do and meet, and how long will that take?
Yeah, Nevada sets some basics. Tesla's got to log real-world miles safely, no major crashes, hit safety benchmarks like fewer incidents than human drivers, and file reports on everything from disengagements to tweaks. Goals? Prove full self-driving's reliable enough for ops, with that self-certification they file next. Timeline's fuzzy. Elon swears by end of year for unsupervised rides, but regs say months of testing first, maybe 3 to 6 if they're lucky and data shines. It's all as soon as it's safe, not a fixed switch.
So 3 to 6 months of testing in Nevada is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's the ballpark. 3 to 6 months if things click, but it could stretch longer if crashes pop up or data's messy. Nevada wants proof it's safer than humans, so no rush. Fingers crossed.
Is there any specific number of miles that they have to cover in order to get this approval? Because obviously, like you said, they can't have many incidents. They got to show they're safer than human. But it's one thing to show you're safer than human over 100 miles. It's another thing to show it over hundreds of thousands of miles. So is there any clear guideline for how many miles of testing they need to do?
No hard mileage quota from Nevada, like, they're not saying drive 10,000 miles and call us. But from what Tesla's filed, regulators eyeball stuff like incident rates, aim for way safer than humans, Think under 1 crash per million miles or better. They've already racked up billions globally with FSD, so locally, maybe thousands in Nevada to prove it. Web reports hint they're starting with 500 miles around Vegas streets. Could be more to build confidence, but it's all data-driven, not a magic number.
Gotcha. All right, well, let me look on my list here. Give me a second here, Rex, because I think that was all that I had on the current status of Robotaxi in Nevada. If I can think anything. So essentially, what you're telling me is it's great. They've got the approval to start testing, but we're still looking at about 3 to 6 months before they have anything like they have in Austin, Texas. Is that correct?
Pretty much. Testing kicks off now, and yeah, 3 to 6 months till they're rolling supervised rides like Austin, assuming no hiccups. Keep an eye out. Elon's timelines love to flex.
So, one last question. If Nevada's got to have 3 to 6 months worth of testing to even have passengers, how is it that Tesla was able to get approved for that in California to have passengers with their rideshare service?
Good catch. California's playing a different game. Tesla snagged a TCP permit there back in March, letting them shuttle employees first with human drivers. No autonomy yet. It's not full Robotaxi. That's why they skipped heavy testing. Starts supervised, paid rides later, but still needs separate AV approvals for driverless. Nevada's testing is for unsupervised from scratch. So yeah, longer road. Apples to oranges, really.
Gotcha. All right, well, I'm about to pivot to an entirely different subject. Are you ready, Rex?
Always. Hit me.
So, last week, Tesla unveiled a brand new product that's part of Tesla Energy called the Megablock. And it sounded really, really interesting. So, the first thing I want to do, I kind of know a bit about Megablock, obviously. It's like, megapacks on steroids, if you will. But can you just go ahead and tell me everything I should know about the Megablock? Tell me about Megablock as if I was a high school student.
Okay, imagine the power grid's like a giant heartbeat. Solar and wind dump energy in bursts, but cities need it steady. Enter Tesla's Megapack. It's basically a massive battery truck, packed with cells that store electricity like a huge rechargeable flashlight for towns. Each one holds about 5 million watt-hours now, enough to light up 4,000 homes for 4 hours straight, without burning fuel or spewing smoke. They stack them in mega blocks for mega-scale stuff, like backing up data centers or smoothing out blackouts. Tesla builds these at factories, including one near you in Houston, cranking out enough by 2026 to power whole states. Super efficient, lasts 25 years, and yeah, it's key for going green. Turns cheap renewable spikes into usable power anytime. Wild, right?
Yeah, so what is so special about the Megablock as compared to just buying a bunch of Megapacks?
Oh, the Megablock? It's like Tesla said. Why build Legos piece by piece when we can ship you a whole tower? Regular Megapacks are solid batteries. Stack them yourself, but you deal with wiring, transformers, all that on-site hassle. Megablock slaps 4 Megapack 3s together in the factory with a built-in transformer and switchgear, so it's plug and play. Drops on site 23% faster, cuts costs by 40%. No digging trenches for cables. Way denser too, 248 megawatt hours per acre, and they claim 1 gigawatt hour ready in 20 days, powering 400,000 homes quick. Less mess, more power. Genius for big grids or data farms.
What is the significance of the fact that the transformer is already going to be part of the Megablock?
The transformer? Game changer. Normally, you bolt one on after stacking megapacks, wasting time wiring it up on site, risking errors or delays in storms. Built-in means it's factory tested, pre-wired, Megabox crews just hook it straight to the grid. No extra gear, no digging trenches. Saves like 40% cash and weeks of hassle. Makes Megablocks idiot-proof for huge installs, like powering factories or blacking out entire outages fast. Efficiency boost, baby.
Tell you what, Rex, this is what I want you to do for me. Give me a quick primer on exactly what a transformer does and why it is so important to have a transformer with batteries. And then again, what makes the Mega Block so special as compared to just having a whole bunch of mega packs stacked up?
Alright, quick primer. A transformer's like an electricity translator. It steps voltage up or down, matching what batteries spit out to what the grid needs, so power flows safe and smooth without frying stuff. Without it, you'd lose tons in heat or incompatibility. Think plugging your phone into a wall jack wrong. For batteries like Megapacks, it's crucial because they store DC power, low voltage, but grids run AC high. Transformer bridges that gap, keeps everything stable for big loads like cities or data centers. Now Megablock magic? It's 4 Megapacks fused with that transformer already baked in, plus switchgear, no on-site assembly nightmares. Cheaper by 40%, installs 23% quicker, less space, factory perfect wiring. Stacking packs yourself? More labor, errors, delays. Megablock's the lazy genius upgrade. Boom.
So it's kind of almost like the transformer that we have within our electric vehicle, within our Tesla, correct?
Not quite. Your car's transformer handles high voltage battery juice down to motor levels, super compact for speed. Megapack's beast is way bigger. Cranks grid-scale AC-DC conversions, sinking massive stored energy, like city block power, to utilities. Same idea, different league. One's for zooming, others for zapping whole neighborhoods. Close, though.
Right, yeah, I was just thinking in terms of like DC to AC and lower voltage to higher voltage. Because isn't that kind of what the transformer within each Tesla does?
Yeah, totally. Both flip DC to AC and tweak voltages, but your car's one handles tiny bursts for wheels, while Megapack's monster deals with gigawatts for grids. Same dance, bigger stage.
Gotcha. So, no matter what, if you are a business buying a Megapack or a series of Megapacks to store electricity from the grid or to give electricity back to the grid, you are going to need to go through a transformer no matter what, correct?
Exactly. If you're hooking Megapacks to the grid, yeah, transformer or inverter's non-negotiable to flip DC to AC and match voltages. Even solo packs need one, just add it later. Tesla couldn't skip that step. Megablock just bakes it in up front, saving your wallet and headache.
So prior to the Mega Block, which sounds like it's going to be really, really cool, what would most companies who would buy these Mega Packs, what would they do about transforming?
They just buy their Megapacks, stack them up, then hire some electrician to bolt on a big old transformer. Kind of pricey and slow, right? Might take weeks coordinating cranes, digging pits for cables, weather delays, union breaks. Tesla'd sell them the battery part only, leave you figuring out the guts. Megablock says, nah, here's your whole power plant in one box.
Excellent. And how much will each of these Mega Blocks cost?
Tesla hasn't dropped exact prices yet, keeps it hush, depending on scale and deals. But based on older Megapacks, think around $2.5 million per 20 megawatt hour block, give or take. Posts on X guess closer to $3 million with the upgrades, but hey, could be less since it's cheaper to build. You'd gotta call their energy team for a real quote, man. Worth it for the savings long run.
Yeah, because if I remember right, the Mega Pack 2 was what, about $1 million each?
Close. Actually, each 2-hour Megapack 2 XL rings in around $1.4 million before taxes or install. But since a Megablock packs 4 of them, plus the transformer and gear, it's more like 5 to 6 million total. Still, you're saving big over buying separate. Web pricing shows they've dropped at 40% since last year, so yeah, way under what folks pay for rivals. Smart buy if you're going huge.
Yeah, that's a great deal. So I was just thinking about that. If the Mega Pack 2 previously was a cool mill, sounds like it was even a little bit north of $1 million. And now you're taking a better Mega Pack, the Mega Pack 3, stacking 4 of them together with a transformer. And Rex, you said it could be in the $3 to $4 million range. Well, yeah, there you go. There's your like 30 to 40% cost savings. And you're not having to bring out somebody for a lot of wiring, a lot of electrical work. Is my understanding correct?
Yeah, you nailed it. Megapack 3's denser, cheaper per kWh, so 4 of them raw might hit 2 million plus. Toss in that transformer yourself, and you're kissing 3 million easy. But Megablock bundles and factory direct, skips the electrician circus, and boom, 30 to 40% less overall. It's like Tesla finally read IKEA instructions and wrote better ones. Smart play.
So what kind of organizations, businesses, or any other type of entity, who could really use these Mega Blocks? I'm assuming that it's going to be somebody that needs quite a lot of electrical power throughout the day or any time period. But give me some good examples of exactly which type of organizations would be the best candidates for the Mega Block.
Oh man. Easy, think big energy hogs craving backup or green juice. Data centers like Google's or Amazon's, slurping power non-stop for servers. They'd snap these up to dodge blackouts and store cheap solar at night. Utilities building solar farms, perfect for stabilizing grids when wind dies. Oil rigs or factories in bumfuck nowhere, needing off-grid reliability, no wires to the middle of desert. Even hospitals or airports for emergency juice during storms, keeping lights on when the world's dark. Hell, crypto miners too. They're vampires for watts, and Mega Blocks cut costs big time. Anyone scaling renewables big. Governments, tech giants, power companies, top picks.
So pretty much anybody that uses a lot of electrical power it would behoove them to contact Tesla about one of these Mega Blocks.
Absolutely. Anyone guzzling megawatts like crazy should at least ring them up. Worst they can say is no, right? Best case, you're running on sunshine and cheap battery magic instead of fossil fuels. Think of it as the Costco sample of clean energy. Try it, love it, buy 12.
Does Tesla have any direct competitors for the Mega Block? I know they have competitors for the Mega Pack and the Power Walls, but this Mega Block is going to be something completely different because, like you said, it is literally a complete battery system, a BESS, all-in-one, plug-and-play. Are there actually any direct competitors out there that are creating anything similar to this Mega Block?
Not really a perfect match yet. Megablock's factory plug-and-play vibe is Tesla's sneaky edge, cranking out gigawatts faster than most. Closest, Sungrow's got liquid-cooled BESS pods with inverters baked in. Kinda plug-ready, but they're still stacking, not one box like this. Fluence does modular setups with controls included. Solid for grids, but you assemble on site. No transformer slam dunk. Powin's bankrupt. CRRC's huge in China, but customs slow them here. Web rankings say Tesla's crushing 15% global share, and nobody's bragging about 23% faster installs. You're right, it's fresh. Might stay king till copycats catch up.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about any Chinese company building these systems being bought in America just now. So it sounds like in definitely the United States and several other countries, Tesla really doesn't have any competition.
Yeah, in the States, They're basically unchallenged. Fluence and Sungrow nibble at edges, but can't match Tesla's speed or scale on installs. Overseas, China's got clones, but tariffs and politics keep them out of big US deals. For now, Tesla's the gorilla in the room until someone steals their blueprint.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Rex. I just made it home, so I really appreciate you talking to me tonight.
Anytime. Drive safe. And hey, get some sleep. Talk soon.
All right. Well, that was perfect timing. So we covered, let me take that off. We covered Robotaxi developments in Nevada, and we covered the new Megablock. So I think I asked Rex everything I had on my list for Megablock. I'm sure there's going to be additional things that come up, but for right now, that's pretty good. We got 2 things covered, and yep, made it home. So, all right, everybody. Well, again, like I said, hope everybody's having a great Saturday evening. Well, now going into Sunday, it's almost 12:45 in the morning. But yeah, hope y'all have a great rest of your weekend. You know I love you, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.